Good morning, Bulldogs. I'm Dorian.
And I'm Joe, and this is KAHSNewz.
The midterm elections were this week, Bulldog. We hope all Bulldog students and staff that were eligible to vote did so.
KAHSNewz went into depth with the historic election. Here's the scoop.
Hello, Bulldogs. No matter what your political view is, this year's election made history, with more than 35 million early votes being cast nationwide, which is unlike the 2014 election, where there were fewer than 20 million early votes. Plus, with this year's election, there was a massive increase in the amount of young early voters, aged from 18 to 29 years old.
The 2018 midterms was the night of first. A few examples as follows. Charisse being the first lesbian Native American voted into the House. Both Minnesota and Michigan elected the first Muslim women in Congress, as well as Connecticut and Massachusetts, having their first African American women representatives. Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez became the youngest woman elected, aged 29 years old. Jared Polis is the first openly gay governor of Colorado. There were first of women governors in Dakota, Maine, and lastly, Sylvia Garza and Veronica Escobar, the first Latinas from Texas, representing them in the House of Representatives.
Seniors, having trouble applying for college?
Well, Donna's here to give you everything you need to know about college applications.
You can go. College. Many of you seniors have already applied or are looking to apply. But never fear, because I'm here to show you how to apply if you need help. So the first thing you're obviously going to have to do is submit your actual application. If you're applying to a Texas school, you can do it through applytexas.com. It's free, and then you can copy and paste it, so you only have to fill out one application, and you can just paste it for every other school. But if you want to apply outside of Texas, you have to do it through the Common App, which is also free. Then you're going to need to request your transcript. For a Texas school, it'll take 3 to 4 days for the counselors to send it out. But for an outside of Texas school, it could take up to a week or two. So make sure to give yourself enough time for them to get your transcript, and that's free, and you can request it through Naviance. Your SAT and your ACT scores will cost about $12 to $15 to send, and you can do it through collegeboard.com for the SAT or ACT.com for the ACT. And these are the 3 things that you're going to need no matter what school you apply to. Letters of rec are optional, but you can request them through Naviance. For certain schools like UT Austin and Baylor, after you apply, you'll get an email, and then through the email there's a link where you can put in your teacher's emails, and then they can send the recommendation letter directly to the institution. But for schools like A&M and more local schools, you can just do it through Naviance. And then some schools will require or recommend a resume, and there's different types. For UT Austin, they'll want an expanded resume, which is multiple pages long of everything you've done basically. And then other schools like A&M will prefer a traditional 1-page resume. Applications can add up financially because each application is somewhere between $50 to $75. And then each time you send an SAT or an ACT score, that's $12 to $15. And then if you want to send your AP scores, you have to pay $12 for each school too. So it really adds up. So make sure you know where you want to apply to college, so you don't just randomly start sending random things to different schools and not even complete an application. But at the end of the day, I know you're going to be fine.
Ever had your own conspiracy theories?
Well, we have here at KAHSNewz. We asked students at the school about our theories and got some interesting responses. Here's the video.
The moon landing. Area 51. The Earth is flat. Some more believable than others. Today, we will break a few down and see if we have a few believers here at Austin.
Most people have heard about Las Vegas, but there's another location in Nevada that gets a lot of heat. Area 51 is a well-known military base where the U.S. tests experimental aircraft, but for about 50 years, people think that's where they keep the aliens. In fact, there is even an alien team hotel located next to the base. If it's UFO snatching people or big-headed green guys wandering the desert, it all seems a little unbelievable.
Do you think that maybe in the Area 51 base they're harboring aliens or alien technology?
I would definitely say that they could be doing that because there have been many UFO sightings, and I would think that maybe this is just my personal take on this, but I think that maybe they crash or do other things, and then the U.S. government takes them into Area 51, and then therefore keeps them there to analyze them and things like that.
The Earth is flat. A popular theory these days is that the planet isn't spherical, but indeed flat. There is even celebrities like Kyrie Irving and B.O.B. stating that they think the Earth is flat. The most popular belief is that the Earth is a disc-shaped figure, and the way that gravity works is the Earth is constantly moving up, pushing us all down. This newest conspiracy has grown in popularity.
Alright, Femi, have you heard about the flat Earth?
Yeah, I've heard about the flat Earth.
What do you think about it?
I believe that the Earth is flat.
Why?
Because every picture of the Earth that we've ever got is from NASA, and NASA lied about the moon landing, so there's no reason to trust them.
Some believe that America never landed on the moon, and it is said it was all done in a studio. The most popular points to make is how the flag looked as if it was blowing in the wind, the shadows being distorted, and my personal favorite, Stanley Kubrick's involvement, and hundreds of other evidence. Obviously, we were on the moon several times, but it's fun to think about it. 600 million people watched Neil Armstrong take his first steps on the moon back in 1969. But how many people believe in it now? So, Sean, what's your opinion on the moon landing being faked?
Personally, a lot of people believe that it is real, but like me personally, I have some speculations that it actually is fake due to the U.S.'s space race with Russia.
And what do you mean by that?
So when I say space race, basically the Russians and the Americans were both in a race to get to the moon and get shot into space. Russia actually did beat us in going into space, but we beat them to the moon. But personally, I think we just made a recording of us on the moon just to agitate the Russians that we beat them.
Program will be selling poinsettias, tamales, and shirts next week. They'll also be having a Panera Bread Spirit Night on Tuesday the 13th.
Also, Bulldogs, make sure you come out to the football game tomorrow at noon. If the Bulldogs win, they earn a playoff berth. The theme for the game is throwback, so come out and support your Bulldogs.
That's all the time we have for today. Enjoy the rest of your Friday and have a great weekend.